What are we going to do? Glad to be gay?
Yeah, glad to be gay.
Gosh, isn't it? You never get it right. What can you do?
I think the first time the group Lesbians and Gay Support Medicine, you know, it had been built up as such a big thing within the support group because we didn't know what to expect.
What did you expect?
We didn't know what to expect. A bunch of weirdos then.
It isn't the way that you look, and it isn't the way that you talk. It isn't the things that you say or do make me want you so. It has nothing to do with the wine or the music that's flooding my mind. But never before have I been so sure you're the someone I dreamed I would find. It's the way you make me feel the moment I am close to you. It's a feeling so unreal, somehow I can't believe it's true. The pounding I feel in my heart, the hoping that we'll never part. I can't believe this is really happening to me. I close my eyes and count to 10, and when I open them, you're still here. I close my eyes and count again. I can't believe it, but you're still here.
What did you think of lesbians and gay men before the strike?
Well, before the strike, I don't like to say, but it's had to take the strike for us to get more friendly and everything. Yeah, same with me.
Oh, but last year, as you know, we've not had things easy. And it's only over the last year that we've come to know gay and lesbian people, you know, because their struggle's something similar to ours. We've suffered in the last year with the police and, you know, different things, what they've been suffering all their lives and are likely to continue to suffer unless we do something about it.
The lesbian and gays has been super duper, and I mean that sincerely. There's no other words I can explain it.
All the work that gays and lesbians have done been fantastic throughout the strike.
And when you say to people now in the communities that the gays have been down, oh, how are they? Did you have a good time? You know?
When are they coming again?
When are they coming again? And this is people, sort of my neighbours, and some of my neighbours have even said, why haven't you bought them for us to meet them then? You know, and I was so, you know, I thought that I would not offend them, but that they would close it, but they're not like that at all. And it's really great, and they've accepted that there is a life apart from the valley there.
Support the miners. Support the miners. Support the miners. Support the miners. Don't let the mining finish in South Wales, South Wales. Thank you very much. Support the miners.
Martin, can you tell us, when did you get involved in Lesbians and Gays Support the Miners group?
Back in about July or August at the first meeting. I met a few people on the Gay Pride March and we decided to get together and organise a lesbian and gay group.
Yeah. And so what sort of things, since you've joined that group, what kind of things have you been doing so that you support to the miners?
Well, I've been a member of the Lesbian and Gay Young Socialist group and we'd already been involved in sending money to Delice in South Wales. I think we sent about £40, not a lot, but at least it was a start. And I was involved in local minor support groups, but nothing specifically lesbian or gay until that Gay Pride March when we were out collecting, and we raised about a couple of £100, I think.
The group started off in July after Gay Pride, so that one community could give solidarity to the other, right? It was really illogical. When you think about it, it's quite illogical to actually say, well, I'm gay and I'm into defending the gay community, but I don't care about anything else. It's ludicrous. It's important that if you're defending communities, that you also defend all communities and not just one. And that's one of the reasons, that's the main reason why I'm involved in it.
Yeah, but a lot of people will say, you know, if you're collecting that, why should we support the miners? Because the miners don't support us. I mean, what do you tell people who say that to you?
Well, I mean, what do you mean when you say the miners don't support us? The miners dig coal, which creates fuel, which actually makes electricity. People, I mean, would you go down and mine and work? I wouldn't like to go down and mine and work. One of the reasons I support miners a lot is because they go down and do it. I wouldn't do it.
What do you think has been the high point for you of being in Lesbians and Gays to support the miners?
Well, there's two things really. I think that the main thing was the trip to Delice, going down to meet the people who were collecting the money for, and that was super because, well, as you know, 30 of us went down and we stayed with the mining communities in their families and everything, and sort of people put themselves out to accommodate us, and well, it's just amazing the response we got, and the fact that that was in October, and the fact that that's still going on. Like, I'm still getting letters and writing to people who I stayed with, and other people I just met down there. I mean, it's really nice.
That's one of the high points. One of the high points. What was the other one?
Well, the other one was the benefit that we did for the miners in the electric ballroom, because the thing about that was that there was about 1,500 people in that place. And the sheer total support for the miners in that hall, and that was amazing. When the people were speaking on the platform, it was unbelievable just to be there. You know, solidarity was really wonderful.
All I'd like to say in conclusion is victory to the miners, victory to the lesbians and gays, victory to the old, victory to the young, victory to the sick, and victory to the working class. Thank you.
I think all lesbians and gay men who are attacked by the police, attacked by the media, attacked by the state, know what it's like to be attacked. That's why we're here openly as lesbians and gays and as socialists to support the miners. A victory for the miners is a victory for us all.
So collecting money, has that been the main sort of force within the lesbian and gay group?
Yeah, well, we meet weekly and collections are always on or near to the top of the agenda, so obviously want to raise as much money to send down to Delice for food, clothing. They need about £3,000 a week, and on average we send about £400 or £500 a week. So far we've raised about £14,000–15,000. That's from collections, pubs and clubs, stations, Gays Awards. You know, a lot of people involved in collecting, and average collection's about £20–30, I would say.
Any other suggestions? That's a bit better. It's about 16 collections.
Okay, is that all on it? Oh yeah, right. The full total then is £345.85.
What the name of the group is? Right, we're Lesbians Against Pit Closures, which formed last November sometime, and we've made a connection with Rhodesia Women's Support Group, although we haven't visited yet. We're hoping to go up soon.
Well, we do regular collections around lesbian pubs and clubs, and we've planned a benefit for March the 6th. And we do collections outside supermarkets as well, and try and involve other people in what we're doing, as well as the sort of normal activities in colleges and workplaces that other people are involved in as well.
What are you doing here?
Well, we came along to this picket basically it's necessary to picket power stations to stop the supplies of coal. Don't know if this picket in itself is going to be that successful in doing that, but certainly is a focus for all the people that have supported the miners up and down the country.
And do you support the miners?
Yes, most definitely.
And how do you support the miners?
Basically by giving money. I've not been on any marches or anything like that.
Well, I think it's really important that everybody in this country, particularly working people and anyone from minority groups like gay people and black people and all those sort of groups that tend to get really shoved aside under a Tory government, I mean they do anyway, not just under the Tory government but particularly under this government, really need to stick together, because this government is trying to break the miners because they're the strongest union. And if they can break the miners, then they can really clamp down on everybody else, and everybody else will have even less power than they had before.
The miners, victory to the miners and victory to socialism.
That this kind of alliance was possible, no one would have believed it. No. I don't think the miners, certainly in the Welsh Valley that we went to 12 months ago, would have imagined that they would have had in their community the largest single donating group as a gay group, a gay and lesbian group. I think they would have just laughed. And I think we would as well. I mean, to imagine that we would have been welcomed really so warmly. I mean, all the myths and all the barriers of prejudice were just broken down when we went down to the valley. It was really wonderful. It made me feel quite moved by the possibilities, as Nigel said, about how you can break down those barriers and you can make alliances, you can unite and fight. It was really good.
It's not just about defending the miners, it's about defending the right to organise. It's about defending defence organisations, which unions are. We've got a gay community, we need a good gay defence organisation. That's what CHE should be. The miners and workers in general need defence organisations, and that's what unions are. And what this strike is about smashing those defence organisations and smashing their unions. And I'm not going to stand up for that, because we're starting that and there's no stopping it.
One of the things that I thought was important, in a very simple way, was that by us taking our collecting buckets and leaflets into the full range of lesbian and gay pubs and clubs, including ones which are commercial and aren't geared specifically to a political group of people going to them, that it actually took politics of all sorts, socialist, trade union politics, and the politics of the strike in particular, to people who very often hadn't been exposed to those, hadn't been thinking about them, hadn't really been canvassed since the days of the Gay Liberation Front, which is now something like 15 years ago.
Right from the beginning we started to discuss the fact that we would organise collections outside gay pubs and clubs, and that's what we did, and we got quite a lot of support. I mean, mainly from pubs like The Bell, which is a pub that is mainly used by young people and unemployed people, quite poorly paid young people, which is quite interesting. I think that it's a pub that attracts that sort of custom that offers the more solid support to the miners.
I think it's true to say that Lesbians and Gays Support the Miners brought socialism onto the agenda of sexual politics in the London lesbian and gay community. But at the same time, it took sexual politics onto the agenda of trade union politics. And the existence of the group consolidated a lot of the work that lesbians and gay men have been doing in the labour movement and in the trade union movement for years and years. And actually was a strong factor in the passing of the resolution on lesbian and gay rights at TUC conference last year in 1985.
Since one of the things that lesbians and gays supporting the miners and the miners communities that have come into contact with them have learned is that perhaps firstly of the existence of each other's communities and of some of the common struggles between those communities, or in those communities, that it would be a great pity to see that dissolve. And so I think it's important that everybody remembers the lessons that they learned from looking at each other's lives and from how we deal with the problems that we have and how we fight back against the oppressions that we find, not just in the government, in the state, but also around us. After all, I mean, a lot of mining communities have found out what police harassment is for the first time perhaps, and things like that, which gay people have known about for years.
Lesbians and Gays Support the Miners came to our aid when we really, really needed help. And I mean, it was the best sort of help, because it was not only financial, we also gained something else. We gained an insight into a way of life, into other people's sexuality, into other people's problems. For years, lesbians and gay men have been telling us, you know, look at us, we're under attack, we're being threatened by the police. And we just turned our ears away, you know, we just switched off, and we may have felt sorry for a few minutes, and we didn't think about it again because we weren't partaking in these sort of acts of violence against gay men and lesbians. It was all right, it was happening somewhere else. So all of a sudden you were telling us, and people had been telling us, and then we were there, and we knew what it was like. We were next in line after lesbians and gays, black men, black women. There was another fair group that was anybody's for grabs, and that was the miners. And I mean, it's a horrifying position to be in. You cannot sympathise with an oppressed group until you've actually been a member of one.
We stood side by side with the miners because the miners were fighting for the right to work and earn a living, to protect the futures of their children and their communities.
The threat that there is right now to the miners is something that's reflected in the threat to people all over the country to do with unemployment, and that the miners provided a focus for people to come together and fight the curse of unemployment, and also to provide an alternative strategy to the dictates that we're receiving from central government at the moment.
I think it's part of the struggle against this government and the rest of society, which is generally just anti-gay and anti-working class and anti-anybody who wants to be an individual. And I just saw it as a really important part of that. And I wanted to work with lesbians because I wanted to, because I'm lesbian.
What I'm going to say is what I've read as well, but I also feel it, is that because if we give them the support, when we're in trouble, they'll give us the support as well, I hope. Well, I know that they're going to be taking part in the Gay Pride Week.
Can you smile? Can you?
When I first went along to a Lesbians and Gays Support the Miners meeting, initially I was the only woman there, although some other women did turn up for that meeting. And what became clear was that the reason that not many women were involved in the group was partly because there was a core of men who were all actively involved in party politics and were all trying to push their party line and make that the line of the group. And that intimidated and bored a lot of women who weren't involved in politics in that way. So they stopped coming to meetings. So what some of the women in the group and I did was formed a separate lesbian group called Lesbians Against Pit Closures, which we saw as being part of the nationwide network of women that were working in the strike. And we started organising separately.
Amongst the communities that have been on strike, the women in those communities have come forward as a force that can do something effective. I mean, women have campaigned and demonstrated and not just stood behind the men in the mining communities, but have actually gone forward in women's groups on their own and done something constructive and found in that women can be effective as women.
As the support of the women during the strike became stronger and became central and important, I think it showed a lot of trade unionists that if women ceased to be excluded from the movement, if they were included, if women's rights became on the agenda, if sexual politics came onto the agenda of trade union politics, then the trade union movement would gain in strength.
LGSM, Lesbians and Gays Support the Miners, were instrumental in bringing lesbian and gay rights to the forefront of the Labour Party conference. It had to be, because you'd never had a group that had such a high profile.
People have been beavering away at all sorts of things, notably in the Labour movement for lesbian and gay rights, I think. But the actual experience of the strike for both sides brought the two together and actually sort of made a step possible of actually getting that motion of support passed, with really no one speaking against it. The Lesbian and Gay Pride March this year, it was more than what it normally is. That's to say, an expression of lesbians and gays marching to the streets of London saying, this is our sexuality. This year, the miners' wives, their families came, and friends of mine, people from work came along, and it became a political march, in the same way that other marches are in London, that it was people actually wanting to say something about their feelings about lesbian and gay rights and the attack on our community.
In our local community, one of the things that captures people's attention immediately, and everybody's eager to film it and take photographs of it, is the van. That is the tangible proof of the support and friendships that were made. I mean, it's there, it's active in the community, it's being used by the community, and I mean, it's marvellous, because when I see that van going down the road, and when you see people doing double takes, I don't mind that at all, because it means they've got to think about lesbians and gay issues. They look at that van and they think, what does that mean? How did that van come to be where it is? What is the history behind that van? And that immediately starts off a chain of thought and reaction.
Get your mind solving with a lesson in history. There's people fighting for their communities. Don't say the struggle does not involve you. If you're from the working class, this is your struggle too. Solidarity, I don't see love.